Welcome back, guys, on my YouTube channel. Today I'm with this nice KTM 990 I built for an Italian media. In today's video, I will show you how to convert your KTM 990 from 2008 to 2013. I think this is a 2008 model, and how step by step to install the Rebel X rally tower and fairing to make your 990 look like a true modern bike. First part, you'll need to mark the ignition key, get a drill a small hole in order to then remove it. Now that you remove the ignition key, we'll have to mount the tower. You'll get the spacers and the M8 by 75 bolts. Get one side and place it on the OEM clamp. Once you put the bolts through, put the other side spacers on, and then you'll place the other tower side on. Once you place the tower on, put the washer and the nut. Don't tighten it yet, as we'll need to run through all the wires, so leave it loose in order to proceed with the next steps. One of the best features of this tower is that you will no longer see the mess of all these wires on the bike, as the tower will hold them all inside. Okay, at this point you have a bunch of wires everywhere. You'll need to figure out yourself, because I don't want to give out to my competitors how I place the wiring, because I do a really good job at it, but it requires quite a bit of time. Once you have the wires all set here, it's the right moment to insert the ACC2 plug in the ACC2 wiring harness. If you want constant power, you'll go and put it in the ACC1. It's better to do it now. Same goes with the headlight wiring. For the headlight wiring harness, you're supplied in the kit with this harness, and on the end, the other connector. You'll probably have to then cut the wires and put it in with this connector. This is something pretty easy that you can do, but it's because in different countries the bike has different connectors, even depending on the year model. So we just made one basic wiring harness, and then you need to adapt it to your bike model. Ideally, is better to do the adaptation now, so that then you have all the wires placed nicely in the tower and ready to continue with the next steps of the kit. Once you fix your wires, it's time to put the ignition key bracket on the tower. You'll put it on the right hand side with the M5 bolts. Next step, take the M8 bolt and start placing all together. Be sure to put that plastic spacer under the bolt, and then washer and nut. You can then tighten everything completely. Another thing to do is to get this 3D printed part for this sensor. You'll put it around the 123mm spacer. It's easy, you put the nut inside here and just need one key to tighten, and then you're ready to set it on the tower in the next steps. Now you get the spacer with the sensor, and be sure to put the sensor nice and flat. Where you see it's saying up, it has to be pointing up, and you have to put it towards the inside of the tower. You place the spacer. Once you place the spacer and the sensor in the right position, you can tighten it and plug it back in. If you purchase the USB voltmeter display with the 2 USB ports, then it will be pretty straightforward. It goes on the side of the tower, and the wiring harness that comes with the USB optional plugs directly in the OEM wiring harness, and it goes and replaces the AC plug. Only once you've tightened this spacer, then you can put a cover in order to make this look nicer. We tried to avoid having this showing up, and we made this plastic cover in order to make everything look a bit nicer. Time to go and place the fuse box on the left hand side of the tower, the two M5 by 30 bolts
Be sure not to tighten it too much as it's plastic. Here you will go and then plug the positive of the ACC2 wire, so the red wire will go bolted here. Whereas the black wire, the ground, you'll bolt anywhere on the tower. Now I'll show you how to place the positive with the washer and the nut on the fuse box. You will then use these 4 power outlets to wire other things. Then the black cable you can bolt anywhere on the tower, or if you want, you can also drill a small hole here in the front if you want to have all the grounds here nice and easy to access. At this point, you take this bracket for the ECU and it's time to place it on the tower with the M5x16 bolts. Then the 2 M6 bolts, you place the ECU onto the bracket, onto the inserts, and put the bolt and the washer, the wide M6 washer. Ideally, I suggest you put a bit of blue Loctite on these bolts. At this point, depending on the display model you have, this is the older model. It has 2 dashboards, but the rev counter you'll eliminate. Depending on this, you'll have one bracket or the other. You're ready to take it on and place it inside the rubbers. You use the OEM rubber grommets that you remove, and also get the ABS switch and plug it in through this hole, push nicely and firm, and then it will be ready to mount on the bike. Here there is a hole in case you want to put an on-off switch like we have on the other kits. You can order it as spare part and you can place it here if you want to turn on and off certain instruments. Once you place all the bolts and the connectors, connect even the ABS plug and then place everything on the tower, once again with the M5x16 bolts. Get then your long spacers and place them with these silent blocks, so these M6 silent blocks. At this point, you will want to plug in the connectors of the 2 lights and of the position light. At the moment, for the purpose of the video, we still didn't finish the wiring, but you'll place all the wiring inside and then plug this in. And then you'll put the headlight mask with the lights on. Be sure to have your spacers there on the side. Now we'll go and place this bracket. This is your like tablet bracket, GPS. You have the mounts for a Garmin, for the DMD tablet and so many other devices. Plus on top here you can place either a Stella device or a Speedo Cap or a Tripmaster. Alternatively, if you need 2 devices, you can purchase as optional the same bracket but with 2 devices. Now this bracket, you have a tilt angle that you can adjust. Even here you have some space for adjustment. Now we don't have any device on it, but you see how it's placed right above your dashboard. We've almost finished with the tower. You'll have to place these pins with a nut and a washer on this bracket, and then we're ready to place it on the tower. At this point, when the headlight mask and everything is on, you have wired everything, get the side panel and drill the 3 holes so that then you can mount it directly on the bike. Next step, place these on the windshield from behind. You see there is one part that is longer. You'll place first this and then push. We have a pro tip. No, show us the pro tip.
You have to leave the hole.
So this is the way James lubes everything. Be sure to place it inside the panels. Push it in position, and then once this is set, you'll see the hole and you'll mark everything in order to drill the hole and put the bolt through. Before drilling the holes on the side, be sure to peel off the film on the windshield. Once you place the side panel, put some masking tape before drilling the hole and check that it goes in the right place on the hole on the plexiglass.
Well guys, I hope today's video was useful. I did it a bit different from the usual. I'm always trying to see what's best. So this time I asked my employees to help me out while I filmed with my phone and spoke during every process. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know in the comments if you like the look of this bike, now that to me it has a more family feeling with the more modern bikes. As you'll have seen when putting it next to the KTM 690, they really look like a father and a son. Well, stay tuned, follow me on Instagram because I always post live content of anything I'm working on, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!